No pre-prep, no nothing. See what they come out with. See what energy comes my way. I'm already picking up on some criminal activities, some partners in crime type shit, something a little odd, a little shady, something that maybe you've been already thinking about, dreaming about, guessing about, trying to figure out. I think in your mind, it does feel like there's almost like a threatening energy here, that somebody might be trying to force you out of a certain type of business, job, behavior, relationship. Feels like there's some foul play, that people in the background are making their moves in on you, trying to make you feel like the odd one out or the awkward one. We have the Eight of Swords. So as I said, it's like a defamation, assassination of character. It could be that somebody's intentions for you are just not clear enough. Like they're just not clear enough. Like you're not really sure whether you can trust the situation, because like I said, this situation, this person is already pre-crazy or pre-criminal. Okay. And in the song he said, I just don't fuck with nobody and you know what to call me. I just don't fuck with nobody like that and you know exactly what to call me. I ain't that nigga, I ain't that bitch. You know what I mean? That's what I pick up on. It's Two of Swords, which is interesting. So time crunch, on a time crunch, or someone needs to rush in, or you're expecting someone to rush in and save you from the situation. You're expecting God. If you look at this, it's like a nautilus shell, and nautilus have like, properties within their bodies that contain some magic healing situations, magic healing potions and magic healing powders, that sort of thing. A lot of different people in different cultures like the nautilus, like to try and worship the nautilus as being their like youthful healing. It felt like to me like somebody be putting like some weird shit on their face or on their skin, or trying to make themselves feel better about their skin, about their face, maybe coming to an acceptance phase of this is how I'm going to be for the rest of my life, and I can like sit here and bitch and moan and cry and complain about it, or I can make the most of it. And that's where I feel like you're making the most of a situation that really chapped up to be something that it wasn't. Okay. And so we do have, like I said, a time crunch where it's like maybe there's a certain amount of time that these people are giving you in order to prepare yourself. Maybe there's a certain amount of time that you're giving this person in order to prepare themselves to come into your life. Because if this is an infiltration, if we're talking about criminal infiltration, or if we're talking about someone you don't trust yet, then let's be real. You want this person behind bars as fast as possible. You want this person out of your energy as fast as possible. So I think you checking in to see whether this situation is worth it. We got Tupac playing. Guess who's back? Okay, so you're back in black, or Men in Black. They might be talking about like I said, shady people following you around. I'm not one of those people who's gonna be like, oh, the government is gonna be stalking you on your dick, all that extra shit. It's like, hey, the government does what the government does, and at the end of the day, let's worry about the people that are around us that are doing us dirty, and not the people that we don't even know. You know what I mean? And this is why I say like protection is key. Four of Cups is protection. It is a chronic disorder as well. It can be a chronic disorder where somebody is imbalanced or incapable of protecting themselves from certain elements, from certain peoples. So they be talking about how this situation right here, you could be dealing with people who are chronically disabled or have chronic problems with their mind, with their brain. It's also possible that they have addiction problems, alcoholism, they smoke too much weed, they don't know how to put the shit down. You know what I mean? So this could be a situation where someone around you is protective of you because of these issues, or you're protecting them from these issues. Okay. What else we got for Libra? Six of Wands and the Moon. Interesting. So even in this song, they talk about, I gotta go, I gotta go, or I'm on my way, I gotta go, I just gotta leave this whole situation, this whole fiasco, this whole plot line alone. I just gotta let it go, let it fly. And it's really hard for y'all to let certain things go. It's really hard because it's so fresh still. Even if it happened years ago, even if it happened months ago, y'all remember that shit like it was yesterday, and it happened in such a way that it's giving you that PTSD mode where every time you see a similar situation going down, or you feel a similar situation, you might see red, or you might start acting out of character. So they're talking about you getting more like sensual or sexual when you're uncomfortable, which is, that's also a trauma response, right? When you start feeling some type of way in your emotions, instead of being emotional within that moment, you end up getting sensual or sexual, or you end up getting angry or aggressive. My earring just fell out. Six of Pentacles. Okay, trial and error. So they're talking about you not being able to save yourself. So like when I see this is like the entry level tower moment, right? This is like, okay, you're trying to hide from the punishment, or trying to hide from the tower moment, hide from change, hide from choice, and yet the world is waiting and watching you and trying to pressure you into changing, into becoming someone else. Pressure makes diamonds type energy. They're trying to pressure you out of your shell, out of your comfort zone. And it feel like, to me, it's working, but it's working so slow. You're like, oh my God, like, how am I gonna make this work? I'm on a time crunch. How am I gonna do this? How am I gonna do that? Like, there might have been an ultimatum possibly where you need to change a certain type of lifestyle or a certain type of thing in order to get exactly what you manifested. They talk about manifestations being really large and in charge for this month coming up in July. And they're also talking about, Eight of Wands. They're talking about travel being really big as well. They're talking about you being able to travel outside your comfort zone, travel outside your country, travel outside of where you have felt the most connected, so that you can connect with all and everyone instead of just connecting with like a little plot. That's what they're talking about. Like, okay, so you might be connected to artistry, you might be connected to music, you might feel connected to clothing, to physical material world, you might feel connected to the earth, nature, but they're telling you to become comfortable with other things too, with all other things as well, because this is going to play a really huge part in your success and what you're going to bring to the table for the future, for others and for yourself. I'm kind of curious about what's happening in your love life, so let's see. I'm a little nosy like that. Let's see. The World and the Magician. It's interesting because I did pick up the Moon earlier as well. So there's a really, really nasty combination that's happening here. I want to say that it's a good nasty. It's more like a sensual nasty, a sexual nasty, like a lot of chemistry nasty. When people say something nasty, but they really be meaning it, like that shit is nasty as fuck. That shit is dirty as fuck. Like, they be saying it in the terms of like hyping you up or making you feel good. So they talk about something's real nasty, okay? They talk about how you a real nasty bitch, okay? So it could be like kinks, it could be sensual, sexual type shit. The Magician in the upright is having a conversation with yourself about how you want to approach this next phase of the relationship, how you want to approach your relationship with yourself as well. But I think you're speaking to someone who's quite intelligent, and so they're letting you know that this is okay. It's okay to give this person the knowledge and the ability to understand you. It's okay to move a little bit faster if that's what you feel comfortable with doing, but at the same time, just keep in mind that you have a tendency to move very, very cautiously, and so a lot of these people that are coming towards you could feel very rejected by you. And honestly, I think this person or these peoples that you're kind of accepting into your energy, you're trying to let them know that you're like special, that I'm not like any other girl, I'm not like any other nigga, like I'm not like any other person that you deal with. You're trying to let them know that you're special, but you're doing it in a way that could be fatal to the relationship. You know what I mean? Because you're trying to like waggle your ass a little bit. You're trying to do all this little extra shit. And I think that everyone sees you, but do they want to be with you? It's kind of like the key. Do they want to be with someone like that? So someone who's comfortable and confident in themselves, who's comfortable and confident in their physical self, in their mental self, and their emotional self. These are things that people are looking for. You know what I mean? These are the things that I think the person that you're talking to is looking for. So we have the world. They be talking about like, don't forget your knowledge or the things that you've learned in the past. Don't forget the things that you learned in the past, but also don't keep carrying on the past because you are, you know, trying to be defensive or hide yourself from shit that happened in the past because you don't want it to ever happen again. You know what I mean? If you don't want it to happen again, you need to stop the behavior that even puts you in those types of situations in the first place, and then you need to scrap all of that and basically reconnect with yourself. Okay, so maybe a relationship isn't the greatest idea right now, but improving the relationship with yourself is absolutely, that's a given. You keep saying like, oh, I keep remembering the fake hoes, I keep remembering all the fake shit, keep remembering all the drama, all of the distance, all of the unsatisfaction basically within your sexual life and your emotional life. You felt like you weren't being paid attention to, you felt like you wasn't being appropriately loved, you felt like you wasn't treated as special as you are. And I don't think this person is denying that fact. I think you're kind of in denial though. You're kind of in denial, you're kind of in delusion. Let's see. You're kind of in denial, you're in delusion. It's possible that this person could be also in delusion as well. So you guys both are in denial and delusion about each other. Feels like there's illusions, like there's stuff that's hidden. Okay, so here's what I'm picking up on, right? It's like you want something that's regular. You want something that's slow, regular. You don't want anything that's growing too quickly, too fast. You want something that's so slow and so regular. Average. You want an average connection, average relationship. You know, you're just like, I'm just trying to heal, and like I want something to pass the time, right? That's what you wanted. So we have judgment here, right? Which is like, okay, I'm still going through all the karmic bullshit in business that I was dealing with in the last relationship. I'm still trying to disconnect from this last relationship, and yet this feels like somebody has come in with an offer, but the offer might be feeling too big for you or too big of a project to take on, and you're sitting here like, damn, like this person walks into my life, is trying to give me a shot, give me a chance, and they're trying to love on me, but I'm trying to experience my life. I'm trying to change my life. I'm trying to fix the things that have been done onto me. And so now that I have this person, I'm afraid that I'm going to break them, I'm going to hurt them, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. It's like you fear, right? You have a lot of fear. You have a lot of pent up emotions, bottled up emotions that had to do with the past and a person that you could not communicate properly with. So now they're talking about like, you could still be communicating honestly with that ex, with that past person. But that's my honest fact, okay? Let's talk about the new, right? Right now, Three of Pentacles, and everyone thinks this is a bad card, but let me tell you something. You're mixing and melding the past with the future, right? You are looking from the standpoint or the perspective of who you used to be, what character you used to be. You're like, oh, I don't want to be hurt again. I don't want to be left out in the cold again. I don't want to be abandoned again. I don't want to be treated like shit again. I don't want to be abused again. But like, yes, you don't want these things, right? But the appropriate response will be to not accept these things again, right? The appropriate response will be to move on with your life, okay? Cut out the negative Nancy's, the attitudes, the people around you that are in really bad abusive relationships. Cut all that out and continue on with your life and lead your life, right? Lead your life without those things, right? That would be the appropriate answer. But you're kind of in the stuck zone of internalism, where you're sitting here and internalizing every single situation that had happened to you, and you putting that at the forefront instead of putting love and empathy and emotions and communication at the forefront. And so now that someone has come into your life and kind of been like, hey, like, I'm here, I mean, I just don't know what's up, like, I don't know what you're trying to do, I don't know what you want, you know, I'm trying to figure out what I want out of this situation. now that you found this Page of Wands, which Page of Wands can also be mischievous, somebody who's into like weird, how do you call weird shit, artistry, sexual artistry. They could be talking about like sensuality through what this person does. It's like they're a very attractive business type individual, businessman. Could be a photographer. We pick up on photography, modeling, pick up on painting and drawing and musician. And now you found someone who kind of like fits that style of things. You're trying to, I think, replicate things of the past that maybe felt good in the moment but ended up being extremely toxic, right? And that's really, I think, the lovers, that's the really only way you know how to love. You're trying to figure out, how do I take this extra step out? How do I leave this person on a good note? Or how do I tell this person on a good note that I have a lot of work to do, and that, how do I tell this person to wait for me, basically, is what you're trying to say, right? King of Swords. How do I tell this person, without sounding like a psychopath, without sounding like a crazy bitch, to wait for me, just chill out, just relax, can I, how do I tell this person? And let's see what they say, but I already know the answer. The Emperor. This person is willing to wait. The person is strong. They are strong enough, they can contain themselves enough to wait. They see something in you that right now, it's there. You know your love is there. You know your empathy is there. But this person wouldn't be hurt, wouldn't feel harmed by the fact that you need time to grow. You need time to expand. This person is more than willing to wait on you. Okay? There's no such thing as heartbreak, right? Because there really isn't. It's like nobody ain't gonna break your motherfucking heart, unless they stab you in the heart, right? At the end of the day, no one can stop your heart from loving. No one can stop your heart from emoting. Nobody can stop your heart from being empathetic. But what can happen is you focus so crazily and obsessively on how bad you was hurt, on how bad you was done wrong, that a person who is coming in to do you right, you don't even recognize, right? And so that's what this person is saying. It's like, I'm more than willing to wait for you to get your shit together. But your shit, it's like, you need to give me a little something, like at least communicate with me all of these shitty pent up emotions. Like at least communicate that to me, right? Because it's like, if you don't know what you want, then I don't think I want you at the end of the day. It's like, do you want to be with me? And then you're like, yes, I want to be with you. And then this person is like, then what's the problem? Because they're willing to wait. They're willing to sit there and wait on you, and you kind of sit and you're like, what? Like what? It's crazy because you just wasn't expecting this, right? I think that you wasn't expecting somebody who's so like future oriented or forward with you. I think that this person wants. Ooh, they says Bonnie and Clyde. They said Bonnie and Clyde. Let me pause that real quick, just because I want to focus on that idea real quick. Bonnie and Clyde. Bonnie and Clyde. Okay, and then I had this partners in crime energy earlier, right? Bonnie and Clyde. I want to run it up with you. That's what they say in this song. I want to run it up with you. I want you to be my Bonnie and my I want you to be my Bonnie or Clyde, right? I want you to be by my side, even through the worst of the worst, Even if we both end up in a motherfucking prison cell, even if we do this, even if we do that, even if we're against the world, I want to be with you, But don't be against me. Don't be against the person who's trying to be with you, alongside of you, and trying to be your partner. Not your motherfucking, slave holder, not your motherfucking abuser. I'm not trying to be none of those people. Now, what I am trying to be though is your equal, because at the end of the day, me and you were equal. They value your strength, they value your abilities, they value your intelligence, they see your growth, they see potential. Now, if that potential is too heavy for you, they're more than willing to wait for you, right? And like putting a label on things and that, you guys actually prefer that. You guys like when you get to claim your, you kind of get a little territorial over your people, and so you like to claim somebody that you with. And this person, like I said, has absolutely No care in the world when it comes to that. They do not give a fuck. They want to be alongside you, right? That's what we got, right? And then this picture is like full on commitment. This man is offering you a large commitment. You can see all the babies and stuff. This person is offering you a lifelong commitment. They are not worried about what, the ex is doing, or this person doing, that person doing. They just want you. Okay, 4 of Swords. They just want you. That's it. I don't see like the corrupt society that you keep focusing on. Well, this person, they treated me like shit in the past. Like, this is not a person that you dealt with ever before. You understand me? And so this could be a case of like maybe you're rekindling with someone after like 10 years, 15 years of growth. It's possible that you all already had a relationship before, but it's been such a long, drawn out time where I think this person has time to grow, and you also have had a fair share amount of time to grow but not heal from the situation. And the biggest reason why I think you did not heal is because you still had feelings open to this individual, open to this person, open to the situation. Now, just because you known someone doesn't mean you know somebody. You know what I mean? That's what I keep picking up on. Just because you known somebody before, 15 years ago, 25 years ago, doesn't mean you know somebody, right? And, yes, people can get worse. And a lot of the time when they don't have the support or the help or the love from the people around them, minus like maybe you, right? They will get worse, right? But this is many years in the future, and it seems like this person has their shit together. If you found this reading, then I hope that you understand that this person is coming from a place of values, valuing you, valuing your intelligence, treating you as equal, as a partner. They don't want anything but that. Okay. They don't like the uphill battle shit where it's like y'all have to constantly butt heads and argue with each other and rip the hair out and do this and do that. They don't want to. They are no longer going to put up with that type of behavior. This person, if this is a new person, essentially I see this new person wanting to invest in you long term regardless, right? But at the end of the day, they're not going to put up with the bullshit. Okay, the bullshit that you would carry from past relationships, and this is why they're stressing that you can work. This is your choice, right? But if you decide that you love this person or you want to be with this person, you're going to have to work on yourself. That's essentially what they're saying. You, just like this person has worked on themselves all the way up until this point, you will have to work on yourself. And don't think this person is perfect, right? But they are potential. There's potential for a long-lasting love here. So look into it. Do a little research, man. Do a little research. This is also confirmation if you found this reading. Okay, now I do want to just real quick peep a little bit of what they talking about with this damn finances. There's a reason. So there's a reason why you quit something. There's a reason why you changed your lifestyle. There's a reason why you could not maintain a certain lifestyle. You couldn't maintain certain friend groups and certain relationships because of what you do for work or because of your business. It's very possible that you're in the public eye, and because you're in the public eye, there's a lot of jealousy or a lot of betrayal that happens. A lot of people that want to keep you hidden, or they want to. For some reason, I picked up on taxidermy, and I don't know why that particular word stuck out to me, but I think it's because people want you to stay hidden almost on their shelf type shit. It's like they want you to stay hidden underneath them. They cannot have you be seen and also have them be seen. You know what I mean? It's like y'all can't be doing the same thing, or y'all can't be getting the same amount of attention. Otherwise, this person gets mega insecure, or this family group gets mega insecure or really sensitive. Okay, so they're talking about how this situation plagued you in the past, and you had to let go a lot of relationships because of jealousy. Okay, because of envy, because of jealousy. Okay, we have Ace of Swords. It's like, I'm gonna have to go. No matter what the fuck you do, no matter what the fuck you say, I ain't giving up on my dreams, and that's just it. That's exactly where I'm going. I'm heading towards that route. Now, if you're not gonna support me, you're not gonna support me, and then I gotta say goodbye. That's it. That's all I gotta say, right? So what are they saying about this? Ace of Pentacles, you are going to get your payout. The payout is something that you've been contemplating on for a long time, because not only have you been working on this project or working on yourself in order to build this for a long time, but you've also been creating a mega foundation that is basically unbreakable, meaning anyone that comes into your life will know you're established, will know that you're hardworking, and will know that you will never ever ever give up on that particular status. You will never give up on what you do. At the end of the day, you hold that above all. Okay, you hold your financial success, you hold your success in general, your personal success, above everyone else, which I will say is great as long as you don't got children. Because if you got kids, right, you should be improving that relationship with them kids. The tower. Okay, so some changes, you know. You're approaching some change. You're trying to fall in love. You're trying to create a system, you know. Try to create your own family system. You don't want to be a broken system. You like to have more support. You like to have a shoulder to cry on instead of everyone just crying and dumping on you, which is understandable. Y'all can be really, really, really giving and really loving. You guys create safe spaces and comfort for everyone, and that can be sometimes the most taxing job in the world, because I think you give so much to your work situation. You give so much to things outside of you. It's outside of your control. And instead of focusing on you and your self-love and you trying to repair that internal system, you just put it all into work. You know, 24/7, you put it all into work. Or, you know, this is something your family has done, and so you're trying to change yourself in order to correct that behavior, in order to correct the fact that, you know, maybe your family has put that into priority, and they neglected you. They neglected how you feel on everything, on every situation. And so you've chosen basically to be someone who also, not only do you care about work, not only do you care about finances, not only do you care about making money, right? But you also care about morals. You care about the way that you make your money. You also care about yourself. Okay, you care about yourself. Because you know, in order to make that money and to continue making that money, in order to create a legacy, that you also need to be good. You also need to be well. So now you prioritize yourself over that. And I think it got a couple people triggered as well, that you wasn't focused on the relationship with them, that you wasn't fucking them, you wasn't having sex during that amount of time. You wasn't even thinking about sex or intimacy. You wasn't thinking about any type of intimacy with anyone. You wasn't thinking about going on road trips or any of this. Like, it feels like people just wanted to have fun, right? And it's like, okay, great, have fun, but do it on your own time type shit, because I have to keep going. I have to keep going. This is not a matter of like, you know, I can chill out. You know, your break, when you took breaks, it would be by yourself. You know, you're the type of person that needs to like go out and smoke by yourself, you know, go out, wash your body, you know, to do like just weird little self-care techniques. And it's also possible that you're into spirituality and you like to do spiritual things like incense and to cleanse your body, you know what I mean? So you particularly, also I picked up on a masseuse or a doctor, someone who you regularly get checked by. So you chose that lifestyle instead of going the route of self-medication, drinking, smoking, sexual scenarios. You know, I even picked up on one of your family members must have been really heavy into cocaine or pills, and that had basically destroyed your relationship with that particular family member. It made that particular family member feel afraid of losing you, and because they were afraid of losing you, they ended up destroying y'all's relationship anyways. They were very afraid of being abandoned. And so instead of like, you know, telling you, hey, you know, I'm trying to get better, I'm trying to do my thing, they didn't get better. They got a lot worse, and they ended up tattering and destroying the relationship in general. Someone with addictive qualities. It could be that they're addicted to being dominant over you, or addicted to being tough, right? Tough love. But like, tough love just doesn't work. You know what I mean? Tough love, this tough love, right? A lot of people say tough love is the shit that's actually abusive. But in my experience, tough love is like somebody telling you what it is, someone telling it to you straight, right? They're telling you the direct, honest truth. but also still caring about your emotions and your feelings and still loving you, right? Because at the end of the day, you can't abuse someone that also say you love them. That's a little, there's also parts of that person that you're saying you love that you hate, where you're physically or emotionally taking out on them, right? So that's where the chapters kind of get a little sticky, iggy. The way this shit is like someone's abusing you, but also telling you, hey, I love you though. No, you don't. No, you don't, because you hate certain parts of me. You don't love all of me. Otherwise, you wouldn't be putting hands. You wouldn't be throwing face. You wouldn't be throwing shade. You wouldn't be verbally abusing. You wouldn't be kicking me out of the house. You wouldn't be doing this. You wouldn't be doing that. You wouldn't be doing drugs. You know, you wouldn't be drinking. Now, there are certain things where it's like, obviously, that had horrible effects on your self-esteem, your motives, what you wanted to do with your future, but you also didn't let it stop you though. You continue to grow, you continue to change, and now I feel like you aren't like everybody else that had surrounded you when you was young. You aren't like these people, and now as a response, they're rejecting you, and you feel rejected. You feel sometimes like, oh my God, like, why is it that everything that I do, it never amounts to anything for these people? And it's because they don't understand it. They don't understand you. They don't understand how you did so well without them. They don't understand where you got the courage and I guess the confidence to stand up or to speak up or to move up in the world. They just don't understand that. And I think a lot of people don't really understand that either. I think a lot of like your romantic partners don't really understand how hard it was. And until you kind of like, I think, speak that, socialize, communicate that to your romantic partners, to your children, I don't think they'll understand where you come from when you do make very harsh lines and cut off modes where you're just saying, no, fuck you. No, I ain't gonna deal with this. No, I don't want that type of relationship with you. I don't want this. I don't want to play around. I don't want to relax. Don't fucking tell me to relax. Don't tell me to cool down. I think you gotta explain kind of where that comes from to the people that you do actually kind of care for or want to care for. Okay? All right, Libra. I appreciate it.